Good morning, beloved child of God. Today is Monday, July 13th, and before this new week asks anything more of you, let us share a few quiet moments together. Perhaps the room around you is still dim. Perhaps a warm cup is resting between your hands while the phone, the laptop, and the unanswered messages wait nearby. For these few minutes, they can wait. You do not have to rush into the day simply because the day has already begun. You do not have to prove your strength before breakfast or enter the morning pretending that uncertainty has disappeared. Let your shoulders lower. Unclench your jaw. Take one slow breath and allow this quiet to become a small place of shelter before the noise begins. There may be a calendar full of obligations waiting for you. There may be work that followed you home from last week, numbers you have been trying to make balance, or a conversation you wish you did not have to face. You may already feel behind, even though the morning has barely opened. You may be wondering how you will find enough focus, patience, courage, and energy for everything ahead. Yet you are welcome here exactly as you are, not as the polished version of yourself you present to everyone else. Maybe no one sees how many decisions you make alone, or how carefully you stretch your time, money, and energy. Others may see competence while missing the cost of maintaining it. In this stillness, you do not need to explain that cost. God already knows. You can come tired. You can come uncertain. You can come with faith that feels strong, or with faith that feels no larger than a whisper. Nothing has to be hidden in this moment. God is not waiting for you to sound confident before He draws near, and He is not measuring your worth by how much you can accomplish before the day is over. Beloved child of God, you have not entered this Monday unseen. Before the first notification appeared, before anyone called your name, before another responsibility settled onto your shoulders, God was already present. He is here in the stillness of this room. He is near in the ordinary warmth of the cup you are holding, in the breath filling your lungs, and in the mercy that allowed you to wake and begin again. This morning is not asking you to pretend that the week feels easy. It is inviting you to stop carrying the weight in silence. There is a difference between being responsible and believing everything depends on you. There is a difference between walking faithfully and forcing yourself to know every answer in advance. For now, you are allowed to release the pressure to predict every outcome. Think of all the mornings you've already crossed. Some began with confidence and some began with a knot in your stomach. Some carried news you never expected, demands you did not feel ready for, and decisions you were afraid to make. Still, by grace, you arrived here. Not untouched by every difficulty, but carried through days that once seemed larger than your strength. Let that memory soften the fear trying to speak too loudly today. The same God who was present in the crowded season, the lonely season, the season of waiting, and the season when you had to keep showing up without applause, is present now. He has not stepped away because the calendar changed. He has not lost sight of you because your responsibilities multiplied. So remain here for another moment. Let the apartment be quiet. Let the screen stay dark. Let the world continue without your immediate response. You are not neglecting your responsibilities by becoming still. You are allowing your heart to remember where strength begins. Soon, we will bring the work, the finances, the decisions, the weariness, and the hopes of this week before God. We will ask Him for wisdom that does not panic, courage that does not need to perform, and strength that does not depend on perfect circumstances. But first, let this truth settle gently within you. You are not standing at the entrance of this week by yourself. There is light for this morning. There is grace for the ground beneath you. And there is a faithful God who knows the path before your feet ever touch it. The path before you may still feel longer than your strength, but God has never asked you to see the whole road at once. Scripture gives us a quieter picture. Psalm 119 says, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path." A lamp does not flood the entire horizon. It does not show every turn, every delay, every conversation, or every answer waiting at the end of the week. It gives enough light for the place where your feet must stand now. That matters on a Monday morning. We often want a map for every possibility before we take the first step. We want to know whether the meeting will go well, whether the money will stretch far enough, whether the decision will prove wise, and whether our effort will finally be noticed. Yet the light of God's word often comes closer than that. It meets us at the ground beneath us. It steadies the next faithful movement before it explains the whole journey. The lamp is small enough to carry, but strong enough to keep darkness from deciding where you walk. Its light may fall on one ordinary task, one honest conversation, one boundary you need to keep, or one responsibility that deserves your full attention. It can shape the way you answer the first email, speak in the first meeting, and respond when pressure begins to rise. There are also footprints behind you. Some belong to seasons when you felt prepared. Others were pressed into difficult ground when you had no clear plan and little energy left. Those marks show what experience has taught you. Fear is not always an accurate measure of your capacity, and difficulty can deepen wisdom. Perhaps you are standing at the doorway between this quiet room and a demanding world. On one side is the warmth of the cup, the stillness, and the breath you have finally noticed. On the other side are deadlines, traffic, expectations, bills, and voices asking for something. The doorway is real, but the wisdom received in this quiet can continue shaping the way you respond outside it. Joshua was told to be strong and courageous, not because the road held no resistance, but because the Lord would be with him wherever he went. Isaiah reminds us that God gives power to the faint and increases strength to those who have none left to manufacture. Lamentations speaks of mercy arriving new in the morning. These if promises do not deny the weight of the weak. They tell us the weight is not the only truth present. So today, strength does not have to mean feeling fearless. It may mean refusing to let fear choose your direction. Courage may look like opening the message you have avoided, asking for wisdom before replying, doing one task with integrity, or admitting where you need help. Faithfulness is often quieter than pressure, but it leaves a steadier footprint. Let the lamp remain close. Let God's truth govern the pace of your steps. You do not need to rush from anxiety or remain frozen by uncertainty. There is grace for the work in front of you, wisdom for decisions as they arrive, and strength that does not begin or end with your own capacity. So let us bring this Monday, this work and this week before God together. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, I come before you with gratitude for the gift of this morning. Thank you for breath in my lungs, for another beginning, and for the quiet mercy that met me before the demands of the day. Thank you for every unseen way you have kept me, corrected me, protected me, and sustained me through seasons I did not know how to survive. I may not understand every road behind me, but I can look back and see that I was not abandoned. Thank you for the strength that appeared when my own strength ran low. Thank you for the wisdom that came after I admitted I did not know what to do. Thank you for the people who encouraged me, the doors you wisely kept closed, the opportunities you allowed to open, and the delays that taught me patience I would not have chosen for myself. Thank you that my value has never depended on a title, a salary, a relationship status, or the approval of those around me. My life is held by something deeper than performance. Father, I acknowledge that this week already feels heavy in my mind. Before I have completed the first task, I can feel the pressure of everything waiting behind it. I carry expectations from work, responsibilities at home, financial decisions, private concerns, and the quiet awareness that much of it depends on me. I often appear capable because I have learned how to keep moving, but you know the difference between looking composed and truly feeling steady. I ask you to meet me in that difference. Meet me beneath the professional voice, beneath the practiced answer, and beneath the smile I use when I do not want anyone to worry. Teach me that honesty in your presence is not weakness. Help me bring you the part of me that is tired of always being the dependable one, the prepared one, and the person who finds a way when no clear way appears. Lord, I place before you the inbox that may already be crowded with requests, reminders, questions, and messages marked urgent. You know how quickly a screen full of unread words can make my heart race. You know the temptation to answer everything at once, to confuse speed with faithfulness, and to begin the day reacting instead of choosing wisely. Give me a calm mind, clear priorities, and the restraint to give each responsibility the attention it truly deserves. I also bring you the unfinished work that followed me from last week. There may be a deadline I missed, a project that remains incomplete, or a task that grew more complicated than I expected. The thought of beginning Monday already behind can fill me with shame before anyone has spoken a word. Help me examine what remains honestly, correct what can be corrected, and begin without avoidance. Father, I bring you the meeting, presentation, performance review, difficult client, or conversation with a supervisor that I have been rehearsing in my mind. You know the sentences I have practiced while driving, washing dishes, or trying to sleep. You know my fear of being misunderstood, overlooked, corrected in public, or asked a question I cannot answer. Govern my tone, steady my breathing, and help me speak with both courage and respect. You have faced difficult mornings before, and fear did not receive the final word. God gave wisdom when you needed to learn, endurance when you needed to continue, and humility when an outcome required you to adjust. I ask you for wisdom that does not rush. I ask you for focus that is not controlled by fear. I ask you for patience when other people move slowly, change their minds, or place their frustration on me. I ask you for humility when correction is deserved, and discernment when criticism is unfair. Let my work today be honest, thoughtful, and free from the desperate need to prove that I belong. Lord, I place my finances before you. You see the rent or mortgage, the utilities, groceries, insurance, transportation, subscriptions, and ordinary costs that arrive whether I feel ready or not. You know what it means to calculate everything from one income and to understand that there may be no second paycheck to absorb a mistake. Help me act responsibly without allowing every number to become a source of dread. I bring you the unexpected expense that disrupts a carefully planned month. It may be a repair, a medical bill, a higher payment, or an automatic withdrawal I forgot was coming. You know the sinking feeling that rises when I check an account and realize the margin has become smaller again. Guard me from panic, denial, and impulsive choices, and give me the steadiness to address what is real, one decision at a time. Father, I confess the fear that one interrupted paycheck, reduced schedule, cancelled contract, or lost opportunity could unsettle everything I have built. Because I carry these responsibilities alone, uncertainty can feel louder at night. I may imagine the worst before any change has happened. Keep fear from becoming my advisor, and help me separate wise preparation from endless anxiety. Your wisdom is greater than the uncertainty contained in these numbers and decisions. While I calculate what I can see, you remain Lord over what I cannot see. While I take responsibility for what is mine, you remind me that I am still a human being and not the provider of every possible future. We bring our practical needs before you because we trust your wisdom, not because we are promised a life without strain. Make me disciplined without making me harsh toward myself. Show me where I need to simplify, where I need to wait, and where I need to seek trustworthy help. Keep me from making financial decisions to maintain an appearance that does not reflect my real limits. Let gratitude protect me from envy, and let wisdom protect me from pretending. Lord, I bring you the commute that can drain me before the workday begins. You know the traffic, the crowded train, the delayed bus, the long distance, and the repeated route that sometimes makes life feel like an endless cycle of leaving and returning. You know how tired I can feel while sitting beneath bright lights, listening to horns, watching the clock, and wondering whether I have enough energy for the hours ahead. Give me patience in the delay and attentiveness in every mile. I bring you the quiet home I may return to after giving my energy to other people all day. The silence can feel peaceful at first and then suddenly feel heavy. There may be no one at the door asking how the meeting went, no shared meal waiting, and no immediate voice noticing that I am more tired than usual. Meet me in that room without shame, and help me build a life that contains genuine rest, healthy friendship, meaningful connection, and room for joy. Father, I bring you the comparison that rises when I see co-workers promoted, friends buying homes, former classmates announcing new chapters, or younger people moving quickly into opportunities I have wanted for years. I may celebrate them honestly and still feel grief for myself. I may wonder whether I chose the wrong path, started too late, or missed a moment I cannot recover. Free me from measuring my life by someone else's timeline. You are not standing beneath another person's timeline. God can use quiet seasons to deepen endurance, sharpen judgment, and clarify what deserves your pursuit. I ask you to teach me contentment without removing ambition, and ambition without poisoning peace. Help me pursue growth because I have something faithful to offer, not because I am terrified of being left behind. Keep my eyes clear enough to recognize the work that is mine, the opportunities that fit my values, and the pace that allows me to remain whole. Lord, I bring you the moments when I must sound confident while I am still uncertain. There may be decisions to make with incomplete information, people waiting for direction, or situations where hesitation could be mistaken for weakness. You know how exhausting it is to carry responsibility while privately questioning my judgment. Give me courage to say what I know, honesty to admit what I do not know, and wisdom to pause when a careless answer could cause harm. I bring you the people who lean on me. A parent may call with a need, a sibling may ask for help, a friend may pour out a crisis, or a co-worker may depend on me to solve what they cannot manage alone. I am grateful to be trusted, but sometimes I feel invisible beneath everyone else's needs. Teach me how to love generously without abandoning my own limits, and how to say yes or no without guilt controlling either answer. Father, I bring you the sleepless thoughts about career direction, job security, professional relevance, and whether I can sustain this pace for another year. I may lie awake replaying choices and searching for certainty that does not come. I may wonder whether I should stay, leave, retrain, speak up, or wait. I ask you to quiet the restless demand for an immediate answer and prepare me to recognize wisdom when it becomes clear. Your word says that it is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. That promise does not ask me to deny what is difficult. It reminds me that darkness does not have the final authority over my direction. You give enough truth to keep fear from choosing my course, enough mercy to help me rise after mistakes, and enough wisdom to make the decision that belongs to this day. Across the world this morning, other believers are waking beneath different roofs and carrying burdens that resemble mine. Some are dressing for early shifts. Some are opening small businesses. Some are entering hospitals, schools, offices, kitchens, factories, and construction sites, and some are searching for work with a heart already bruised by rejection. We are many voices, but we turn toward the same faithful God. We are not competing for your attention. We are held within one body of faith, each bringing our real lives into your presence. You are the one who gives power to the faint. You are the one who gives courage a foundation stronger than emotion. You are the one who has watched every mile behind me and already knows the ground ahead. I do not need to manufacture peace before I receive your help. I do not need to impress you with endurance. I can stand before you as I am and receive strength that begins in grace. Lord, teach me to recognize quiet forms of grace, a timely kindness, the discipline to finish one necessary task, and the wisdom to stop before exhaustion darkens every decision. Your faithfulness did not always look dramatic, but it was real. Your mercies are new this morning. They are not leftovers from yesterday, and they are not reserved for people whose lives appear more settled than mine. Mercy meets me in the middle of ordinary responsibility. It meets me when I turn the key, open the calendar, answer the call, review the numbers, and choose integrity where no one is watching. Your mercy gives this Monday a meaning that pressure cannot take away. Your word says that the steps of a good person are ordered by the Lord, and though that person falls, he shall not be utterly cast down. So I do not have to treat every mistake as a collapse. I can learn, apologize, correct what is mine, and continue without condemning myself. A difficult moment does not cancel the whole journey. A closed door does not erase every gift you have placed within me. When I cannot see how all the pieces will fit, remind me that you are not confused. When I feel pulled in several directions, remind me that your wisdom is not hurried. When I am tempted to believe that everything rests on my effort, remind me that even my ability to work, think, speak, and endure is sustained by grace. You are not asking me to become limitless. You are teaching me to become faithful. Let this truth enter the places where anxiety has been loudest. Give me clear judgment before I perform, humility when I achieve, and patience while I am still learning. The week may contain demands I cannot predict, but it will not contain a moment beyond your awareness. No office, roadway, empty room, difficult conversation, or uncertain decision is exempt from the wisdom and character you are forming in me. So I lift my head before the week has the chance to bend it beneath fear. I open my hands before worry closes them around what I cannot control. I bring you my ability, my limitations, my plans, and my questions. Take what is scattered and make it steady. Take what is tired and breathe courage into it. Take what is afraid and teach it to stand beneath the banner of your faithfulness. Let the weight I have named become material for prayer rather than fuel for panic. Let every concern take its proper size beneath your wisdom. The inbox is not my master. The deadline is not my identity. The account balance is information I must face wisely, not a reason to surrender to panic. The quiet apartment is not proof that I am forgotten. The success of another person is not a sentence against my future. Father, gather every scattered part of my attention. Bring my thoughts back from imagined disasters, rehearsed arguments, and distant outcomes I cannot control. Establish me in truth. Strengthen my hands for honest work. Steady my heart for wise choices, and prepare my spirit to rise with courage as this prayer goes deeper. Lord of hosts, strengthen the inner places that no one at work can see. Give me courage that is not loud for the sake of being noticed, but steady enough to remain honest under pressure. When I am tempted to confuse exhaustion with failure, remind me that weakness is not a verdict and weariness is not the end of my usefulness. Teach me to receive strength from you before I try to produce it for everyone else. Father, go beneath the tasks and touch the deeper fear hiding under them. Sometimes the real question is not whether I can finish the project, answer the message, or survive another long day. The deeper question is whether I am strong enough for the life I have been given, whether I can keep carrying responsibility without losing tenderness, and whether I will still recognize myself after years of pressure. Meet that question with truth. My life is not sustained by willpower alone, and my future is not held together by anxiety. Your word says that you give power to the faint and increase strength to those who have no might. That means I do not have to hide the places where my strength has run out. I can bring you the mental fatigue that makes simple choices feel heavy, the emotional strain that follows me into sleep, and the physical weariness that coffee cannot repair. You do not shame the faint. You meet them with power that is clean, wise, and sufficient for the work you actually place before them. I ask you to order my attention. When everything seems urgent, help me recognize what is truly important. When people press their priorities upon me, give me grace to listen without surrendering all discernment. When I feel pulled between service and self-neglect, show me the boundary that protects both integrity and compassion. Let my yes be honest, and let my no be free from cruelty. Give me wisdom in communication. Before I send the email written from frustration, slow my hands. Before I answer the question that deserves reflection, quiet the urge to impress. Before I agree to more than I can responsibly carry, remind me that overcommitting is not the same as faithfulness. Let my words be clear without being cold, confident without being proud, and truthful without becoming harsh. Lord, strengthen me in the ordinary places where courage is rarely celebrated. Give me courage to ask for clarification instead of pretending I understand. Give me courage to admit an error before it grows larger. Give me courage to request fair treatment, to protect time that has been misused, and to speak when silence would allow confusion to deepen. Let wisdom guide the moment, the tone, and the measure of every response. You told Joshua to be strong and courageous because you would be with him wherever he went. The courage did not come from knowing every battle in advance. It came from knowing he would not enter any place beyond your presence. I receive that truth for the office, the commute, the interview, the workshop, the classroom, the hospital corridor, the client call, and the quiet room where difficult decisions are made alone. Father, keep my occupation in its proper place. Let meaningful work serve a meaningful life, and let skill remain joined to humility, relationships, rest, and character. When a title changes, a contract ends, a role disappoints me, or an opportunity goes to someone else, keep my spirit rooted in what cannot be removed by a company decision. Teach me to work from worth rather than for worth. Let excellence become an offering, not a desperate request to be chosen. Let discipline serve peace instead of feeding fear. Let ambition remain submitted to character, so that I do not gain a position and lose the gentleness, honesty, or health required to live within it. Form in me a success that does not require the destruction of my soul. Father, help me face the responsibilities of one income without turning every expense into a prophecy of disaster. Give me practical wisdom, self-control, patience, and the humility to seek sound counsel where I need it. Guard me from careless spending, but also guard me from fear that refuses every healthy joy. Teach me to use what I have with gratitude, to prepare without obsession, and to remember that my dignity cannot be calculated by a number on a screen. When uncertainty enters my work, hold my mind steady. I may not know what leadership will decide, whether a contract will continue, or how an industry will change. I may hear rumors, notice reduced hours, or sense tension without receiving clear information. Keep me from building a complete tragedy out of partial facts. Give me wisdom for preparation, courage for honest questions, and peace while the answers are still forming. The God who carried you to this Monday has not become weaker at the doorway of this week. Let that truth stand higher than the pressure before me. Your strength is not diminished by the complexity of this week, and your wisdom is not confused by what I cannot yet understand. I do not worship yesterday's help as though it cannot meet today's need. I look to the living God, present and powerful now. I declare that fear will not choose my pace today. I declare that pressure will not govern my character. I declare that comparison will not decide the value of my life. I declare that I will not trade integrity for quick approval. I declare that I will bring my full attention to the work that belongs to me and release the outcomes that do not. I declare that my mind can become calm before every answer is known. I declare that correction can teach me without destroying me. I declare that delay can shape patience without defining my future. I declare that another person's progress does not erase the purpose on my life. I declare that I can walk into difficult rooms with humility, preparation, and courage because you are with me. I refuse to let one mistake become the name I call myself. I refuse to allow an unread message, a difficult meeting, or an uncertain account balance to become the ruler of my peace. I refuse the lie that being single means being unsupported, incomplete, or unseen. I refuse to measure my private journey against the edited appearance of another person's life. I break agreement with the belief that everything depends on my constant effort. I break agreement with the habit of rehearsing disaster as though worry were wisdom. I break agreement with the shame that tells me I must hide every limit. I am responsible for faithfulness, honesty, preparation, and wise action. But I am not responsible for controlling every person, every decision, or every result. Lord, let these declarations produce obedience, not empty confidence. Show me what courage requires when the prayer ends. If I need to make the call, help me make it. If I need to revise the work, help me revise it carefully. If I need to apologize, ask a question, update a plan, or protect a boundary, give me the humility to act instead of using spiritual language to avoid responsibility. I rise in God's strength. I rise in God's strength. I rise in God's strength, not in arrogance, Father, and not in denial. I rise because your strength meets me where mine is insufficient. I rise because courage can coexist with trembling, and faithfulness can begin before confidence arrives. I rise to take my place in this day with humility, preparation, and courage. You are Jehovah Nissi, the Lord my banner. Your banner reminds me to act with courage and integrity in every role I enter. You are El Shaddai, Almighty God, sufficient when my own resources feel narrow. You are the light of the world, and no workplace, financial concern, lonely evening, or uncertain decision lies beyond the reach of your wisdom. Let patience become strength in the commute. Let attention become strength in the meeting. Let restraint become strength in conflict. Let honesty become strength when I am tempted to hide. Let rest become strength when the day is finished and my body is asking me to stop. If there is someone listening who has just lost a job, meet that person in the shock that follows an ordinary day suddenly changing. Protect them from withdrawing in shame and help them remain connected to trustworthy people while they search. Give them courage for the applications, patience with the silence, wisdom in every conversation, and people who can offer practical support without making them feel small. Hold them through the uncertainty without promising an easy timetable, and keep despair from speaking as though it knows the ending. If there is someone beginning a new role, stepping into a promotion, or carrying responsibility that feels larger than their experience, steady them. Give them the humility to learn, the confidence to ask questions, and the discernment to lead without becoming controlled by the need to impress. Let them build trust slowly through consistency. Guard them from pretending to know what they have not yet learned. If there is someone working 2 jobs, taking extra shifts, or carrying a schedule that leaves little room to breathe, see the cost hidden beneath their reliability. Give their body rest where rest is possible, and give their mind moments of quiet that pressure cannot steal. Lead them toward healthy support, fair boundaries, and wise decisions about what can continue. Remind them that being needed by many people does not make them less worthy of care. If there is someone facing a hostile office, an unfair supervisor, subtle discrimination, or a pattern of being overlooked, grant wisdom for every response. Help them document what must be documented. Seek appropriate support and speak with clarity rather than panic. Protect their spirit from becoming shaped by the cruelty around them. Let courage and prudence walk together. If there is someone running a small business, freelancing, waiting for invoices, or wondering whether enough work will come, calm the fear that rises with every quiet day. Give them creativity, discipline, honest relationships, and wisdom in commitments. Keep them from making desperate promises they cannot sustain. Help them care for the work in their hands while entrusting what they cannot force. If there is someone sitting alone after work, eating in silence, and wondering whether anyone would notice how tired they have become, draw near with tenderness. Lead them toward real community, not shallow distraction. Give them courage to answer a message, accept an invitation, join a healthy gathering, or tell a trusted person the truth. Let solitude become a place where they can hear you, but do not let isolation convince them they have no place among others. If there is someone caring for an aging parent while trying to remain dependable at work, give them wisdom for competing needs. Ease the guilt that appears whenever they cannot be in 2 places at once. Bring trustworthy help, clear communication, and compassionate boundaries. Remind them that love is not measured by exhaustion alone. If there is someone wondering whether they have fallen too far behind to begin again, lift their eyes. A changed direction is not proof of a wasted life. Learning at a later age is not an embarrassment. Starting over may carry grief, but it can also carry honesty, maturity, and a clearer understanding of what truly matters. Father, strengthen every listener without making them hard. Let courage remain compassionate, ambition remain clean, and endurance remain connected to wisdom. Do not let the culture of constant productivity convince us that rest is a moral failure. Teach us to stop when stopping protects the quality of our work, the health of our relationships, and the clarity of our minds. While we work, you remain watchful. While we plan, you remain wise. While we sleep, you do not lose control of the world. Teach us to strengthen one another through honest work, patient service, and practical compassion. Let our private prayers become quiet courage in public places. Lord, I ask you to bless the work of my hands without allowing the work to become my master. Give me energy for what is necessary, creativity for what requires imagination, and patience for what cannot be rushed. Help me notice the person behind the task, the consequence behind the shortcut, and the opportunity for kindness hidden inside an ordinary exchange. Let me enter this week with an open hand. I will hold plans with diligence, but not with fear. I will pursue goals with commitment, but not at the cost of my conscience. I will receive opportunities with gratitude, and I will meet disappointment without calling myself abandoned. Keep your truth near when emotions become loud. Correct me when I rush, steady me when I hesitate, and teach me to recover from mistakes with greater wisdom. When the workday ends, teach me how to leave what belongs to tomorrow in tomorrow's hands. Help me close the laptop without continuing every conversation in my mind, and let the silence of home become restorative rather than accusing. Give me simple joys that do not need to be earned by perfect productivity. Nourishing food, an honest conversation, movement, laughter, music, and sleep received without guilt. Restore the parts of me that employment cannot reach and achievement cannot heal. Make me attentive to the people I meet today. The co-worker who seems impatient may be carrying private grief, and the person moving slowly may be fighting a battle I cannot see. Keep me from becoming so focused on my own pressure that I lose compassion. Let strength make me more gracious, not less human, and let every success leave room for another person to stand with dignity. My strength is not the absence of need. My strength is the decision to bring my need into your presence and then act with the grace you provide. My courage is not a promise that every outcome will please me. It is the willingness to remain faithful when the outcome is still beyond my sight. So establish my heart for this Monday. Let my first response be thoughtful, my work be honest, my boundaries be wise, and my spirit be free from frantic striving. I place the coming hours before you, trusting that your presence can meet me in each one, and that your wisdom can guide me through what has not yet been revealed. Father, before I step from this prayer into the work of this Monday, settle what has been stirred within me. Let courage remain after the emotion fades. Let wisdom remain when the schedule becomes crowded. Let peace remain when other voices become urgent, and I am tempted to forget what you have spoken in this quiet place. I place the hours ahead into your hands. I do not know every conversation that will come, every decision that will be required, or every change that may interrupt my plans. I do know that your truth can govern every place I enter. Shape my work, my responsibilities, and my response whenever fear begins to lead. When pressure rises, teach me to pause before I react. When I am praised, keep me humble. When I am criticized, help me listen for what is true, without accepting what is cruel. When the result is good, let gratitude rise before pride. When the result disappoints me, keep discouragement from rewriting the meaning of my life. Give me strength that can be trusted. Not strength that hides every need, but strength that knows where to seek help. Not strength that dominates a room, but strength that remains honest when dishonesty would be easier. Not strength that works without stopping, but strength that respects the limits you placed within a human body. Lord, guard the private spaces of this day. Guard the thoughts no coworker hears. The tension I carry into the elevator. The worry that follows me between appointments, and the loneliness that may greet me when I return home. Keep those spaces from becoming rooms where fear speaks without challenge. Fill them with truth, restraint, and habits that return my thoughts to what is real. Help me notice when I have begun carrying tomorrow before today is finished. Give me permission to complete one responsibility without mentally lifting 10 more. Let attention become an act of faith. Let careful work replace frantic motion, and let honest rest prepare me to serve again without resentment. Father, I entrust my finances to your wisdom without pretending that prayer removes the need for responsible action. Help me make careful choices, keep clear records, ask wise questions, and seek sound guidance when I need it. Free me from shame about what I do not have, and protect me from using money to prove something to people who do not know the cost. I entrust my career to you, without demanding that you follow my preferred schedule. Shape my skills, refine my character, and make me ready for responsibilities that fit the person you are forming me to become. If I must wait, keep the waiting active and honest. If I must change direction, give me courage to grieve what is ending and learn what the new season requires. I entrust language of language. Help me remain open to friendship without forcing closeness, dancing without becoming depleted, and available without surrendering. Show me the people who can receive the truth of my life with care. Give me the humility to reach out instead of always waiting to be noticed. Beloved child of God, the gift of this prayer is simple. You do not have to carry this week in your own strength. If that reminder strengthened you, keep it near and allow it to become courage in the hours ahead. Write, God lights my next step. As your agreement with this prayer, and as a small light for the next burdened person who reads it. Share this prayer with a coworker, friend, sibling, or working adult who needs a quiet place beside them at the beginning of a demanding week. Subscribe and join this family of prayer, so this morning rhythm can strengthen you and help another tired heart find a place to seek God. Father, I return every word of this prayer to you. Keep what is true alive within me, and let anything born only from emotion fall away. As I rise from this moment, make me attentive to your wisdom, responsive to your correction, and faithful in the responsibilities that are truly mine. May strength meet me before pressure does. May wisdom govern my first response, my difficult conversations, and every decision that should not be rushed. May the lamp of your word remain bright enough to steady my feet when the way ahead feels uncertain. May peace protect me from panic, comparison, and the exhausting belief that I must control every outcome. May courage help me enter necessary conversations with honesty and grace. May discipline guide my work, and may compassion keep my heart from becoming hard beneath responsibility. May the work of my hands carry integrity. May my limits be honored without shame. May the quiet room I return to become a place of restoration, healthy connection, and gratitude rather than a place where loneliness defines me. May every faithful footstep become a reminder that you remain near. May I enter each meeting prepared, receive feedback without panic, and leave every conversation with my integrity intact. May I move through this Monday with a clear mind, a steady spirit, and an open hand. Jehovah Nissi, be the banner above me when fear tries to make me retreat from what is right. El Shaddai, be sufficient where my resources, energy, and understanding feel limited. Lord of hosts, defend my integrity, govern my responses, and keep me from fighting battles that belong in your hands. Let me leave this prayer ready to act, but free from frantic striving. Let me prepare carefully without worshipping control. Let me work diligently without forgetting that I am loved apart from what I produce. Let me finish this day able to say that I was faithful, even if everything did not happen the way I planned. Thank you for the wisdom available in this moment, for the people who offer honest support, and for the grace to respond faithfully today. Thank you for the mercy that waits within this Monday, and for the grace that will meet me in places I cannot yet imagine. I receive this day as a gift and a responsibility. I place my abilities, uncertainties, opportunities, and limitations before you. Lead me with wisdom, strengthen me with grace, and keep my heart close to you through every hour. I seal this prayer in the mighty and unfailing name of Jesus Christ, my strength and faithful guide. Amen. Return tomorrow morning, and we will place the next day before God together. You are entering this week strengthened by grace and governed by wisdom. God bless you.